Man, there's a lot of people out there, men and women, who just got their own nose way too far up their own ass, bro. They just think they're the greatest and that their shit don't stink. And I don't know if it's just their ego talking or like they really do think that they're better than other, which is just their ego, I guess, anyway. So it wouldn't really matter. But there's this dude I work with, bruh, and me and all my boys, you know, we make fun of it and shit because we all see what's going on every time he does it. And he's like a fucking character. Like, he sticks to his own script like a goddamn video game character, dude. You would have thought this motherfucker is asking me about the Cloud District in Skyrim, bro, the way that he talks every single day. Like, now let me give y'all some backstory, man. This dude's name is Robert, bro. And we don't, like, talk to him that much. And by we, I mean, like, me and all the dairy boys. That's what we call ourselves, I guess, the dairy boys, bro. We all work in the fucking dairy department, and we're all just chill-ass dudes. Every single dude that works in our little dairy department is dope, bro. We're all homies. But there's this dude that also works at, like, the same store as us and shit, and he's just, like, always bragging about how much he works and how hard he works, and that he doesn't like take breaks, or he does like, and he's somewhere near our age, and my guesstimate is maybe he's 20 or something. That would be my guess. His name's Robert, and this guy Robert, man, my first interaction with him ever, I'd never even knew who he was. He like just transferred over to our store or some shit, but he was like helping us like do this one like grocery aisle or something because they made us do it instead of being in our dairy section or whatever. And he was there in the aisle, and like the very first thing he says to me ever was just like, yeah, man, I've been here since like 1 a.m. And it's like probably maybe 10 a.m. or something at this point. I was like, dang, man, you been here a long day, man. You gonna go to sleep when you go home or something? He's like, no, I'm gonna just go home and I'm gonna do college work, and I think after that I'm just gonna study and read, and then after that I think I'm just gonna go back to work. And I was like, damn, man, you're not getting any sleep, bro? That's not good, man. He's like, no, man, I got too much to do. I'm too hard working, man. And he didn't actually call himself too hard working in that. I threw that in, but he basically said everything else that I said there. And then he was like try-harding to fucking like get through all the boxes and shit, so he looked like a good worker. Like, he was like just moving his hands fast, but wasn't doing anything faster than the rest of us. Like, he just wanted it to look like he was trying really hard, and I was just like, bro, you're so corny. And then I told my boys, you know, my dairy boys, about that shit, and they're like, oh yeah, bro, I've talked to him. He's annoying, bro. He's so weird. Like, he just like is up his own ass, dude. Which, you know, some people do, you know, it's just the way some people interact and shit, but it was just kind of annoying, and we all agreed, you know, this guy's annoying, it's whatever. But we don't interact with him that much, so he's not like a daily occurrence where we see it. But you know, whenever anybody like is talking about how much they work or they want time off, we just kind of make a joke, I guess, about Robert, you know, like in a joking way, you know, because that motherfucker, all he does is work, I guess, you know. That's the only thing interesting to him, you know. It's not that he work, like, it's super great if you do that all the time and you work all the time and you're just trying to better yourself, bro. You're literally on the best path you can possibly be if you're doing that. But it's motherfuckers that brag about it and try and like make you feel bad, and that's where this story continues, man. So like, I think it was yesterday, yeah, yesterday, man, he was like, I told him it was 1 o'clock. I had been there since like 7 a.m. You know, I was hungry because I always pack a lunch and shit. Normally I eat at about 11, but I was about 2 hours past. We were busy, you know, I was doing shit, and it was about 1:30, and we had to go, we were asked to go do something else for this other department. That's why I was with him again, you know, because he's from this other department. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm hungry as hell, bro. I'm finishing this shit up and going on lunch, bro. Fuck all of that shit. And he was like, man, I've been here since 1:30 in the morning. I never ate anything. And I was like, I literally said word for word, I said, damn, bro, why you do that to yourself, bro? Like, I'm not trying to, like, it's not a flex to me that you didn't eat today. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, and I mean, you can tell, and maybe it is because he's just such a hard worker, he doesn't even think about food. But I mean, he's a very skinny guy, you know, especially because he's like not super tall either or anything, you know. So he's kind of like, and I'm not super tall either. I think this is the second video I've mentioned height. I am like the most average height man. I'm 5'9". Okay, I'm not a tall guy. He's a little shorter than me, and he's like, you know, he's a really skinny guy. So I guess, you know, maybe him just working all the time and not eating, you know, I guess is what factored into that. But I was that guy too. I've been very skinny in my life, and I'm still not a very big guy or anything like that. So not shaming the guy. All I'm saying is, man, maybe he should just take some time to eat during his shift and shit. You know, it's not good to just not eat and be there for fucking 12 hours straight. Like, I don't think it's a flex, man. Like, I'm taking my sweet time on my lunch break, bro. I'm not letting them do that shit to me. Take me out and work for them and then not even eat, bro. That's crazy. That's too much. But anyways, man, he was like, yeah, I don't know. I just really don't need that shit. I do this thing called intermediate fasting. I was like, oh, that intermittent fasting, which is what it's actually called. You know, I was just like, I wasn't even trying to correct him. I just said it like the right way the next time in the sentence, I guess. So I know what it is. It's something that people genuinely do, and my dad did it, and I've never done it. I never had to, because I'm not a very easy guy to gain weight, I guess. But yeah, my dad did it. My brother did it for a while. You know, I know what the diet is. I'm not an idiot, I guess. So I was like, oh yeah, that intermittent fasting shit. Yeah, man, I heard about that. He was like, oh no, it's called intermediate, but yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, the shit where you like don't eat for 12 hours a day and shit or whatever. And he's like, yeah. Which it's, if you can look it up, it's called intermittent fasting. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick or weirdo or anything, like, oh, I was actually right, but I'm just saying, like, he just like corrected me on it, and I was like, bruh, like, I wasn't trying to correct you my first time, but like, you know, I mean, it's just not what it's called. But he just like, I don't know, he just always asserts himself as being like the correct person or whatever. Like, oh yeah, I do this. Like, no, actually, it's like, I'm not a retard, bro. Like, I don't know, I'm just like fucking. And then I walk in today, bro, to work, and he's like, yeah, I stayed here till 4:30 yesterday. So, you know, I was getting that fucking work in, man. What time you get off yesterday? Which he knew I got off at 3 because they pulled him to like help in our dairy department because we didn't have enough people and shit. So he was just like trying to like throw it down, like, bro, it's dope as hell that you work that much, bro. Like, I definitely think you should go for it and shit if you're trying to make money like that and be successful for yourself, because obviously it's a tough world we live in, man. I'm not hating on that shit, but all I'm saying is, bro, quit trying to like assert yourself as better than people. And it's not just that he's done this to me, he did this to my boys too, bro. Multiple of my friends were like sitting there joking, crying in the cooler, bro, like, damn, this motherfucker Robert don't even sleep, bro. Like, it's all he talks about too. It's like all his mind is on is just how hard he's working. But like, it'd be like one thing if he was just like, oh yeah, I'm proud of myself, I've been doing good. Hell yeah, man, we would be encouraging him. I'm not trying to be a dick. It's all in the way that he presents himself and comes off, you know, is that he's just very arrogant and just kind of like up his own ass, man. He just too full of himself, I guess, is really the term that I'm kind of looking for. He's really full of himself, you know what I mean? And he's also mentioned other things in the past. These are just mild little stories, but it's just, I don't know, it's funny. I don't even like retaliate and like call him out or anything. I think it's just funny to listen to and just be like, yeah, okay, bro, hell yeah, man, you do you, bro. It's just like, once you let him talk to you, then he'll just keep saying the crazy shit that he be saying. But it's wild, man.